I really, really like the Sculpture Plaza, which is outside the People's Food Co-op. I like that it attracts people. There's always people sitting around it. There's always eyes on everything. It's a very safe place for people to hang out. It's a nice sculpture plaza.
While I don't necessarily love the aesthetics of the sculpture out in the Sculpture Plaza in front of the co-op, I love the fact that people are always climbing on it and always touching it and always interacting with it. And to me, that's what makes for dynamic public art.
We get involved in the aesthetics of a piece very validly. You know, do I like this color or that color? Is it what I expected? And we tend to miss some of the bigger points of art. I think that, to me, what's the most important thing is it's about design. And so public art can be expressed with a mural, it can be expressed with a sculpture, but can also be expressed with a graceful or sensitive solution in a building or a landscape that adds an experience to that takes you outside of what you expect.
I think public art is very important for our community, just so that it doesn't just blend in with every other community. It defines it, makes it different, gives it a little bit some character for you to remember, and symbolizes what the community is.
Well, this is one of my many installations of what some third grade students in Ohio informed me is called a Pegasus, or a flying pig. I started drawing them actually because a small child asked me to one day, and I've realized that they are a powerful symbol of how things that people say are impossible may just be a little harder to imagine happening. It's a pushback against that horrible phrase, "that'll happen when pigs fly," which oddly enough no one ever uses to be kind. They could. You could say, "Don't worry, you'll fail that test when pigs fly," but they never say that. They only say it to be mean about people's dreams. So putting these in the world, I feel, is a good way to say, you know, that thing that you said was never going to happen might be happening today. So that's why these guys keep popping up.
I'm very old school, so I'm going to go with the Jerome Kemrovsky panels. The trio of triptych mosaic panels that hang in City Hall definitely has won my heart, and I love it for a number of reasons. One is that every time I look at it, I see something different. One minute I'm looking at a aerial view of like a city plan with roads and rivers. Other times there's winged creatures. And so each time I find something new to delight myself in, and I always go out of my way to see those pieces.
My favorite piece of public art in Ann Arbor is hands down Festifools. It's temporary, it engages the community in a very unique way, it teaches. It's a little edgy, it's kind of political, and it's fun. I mean, all of these creatures sort of inhabit Main Street just for a brief period of time. And the power of it is when it's gone, because all you have left is the memory of it. I like that about public art.
Very simple. Maya Lynn's Wayfield out at North University. The background that I come from, and one of the things that tends to be my appreciation, are things that really you can get involved in and you can touch and climb on. And I think that one's marvelous and does all those things for me.
Favorite piece with public art in Ann Arbor is the Fairy Door project. It's a very whimsical project that a lot of people really enjoy in Ann Arbor. Basically, it's a bunch of little fairy doors that pop up around town at businesses and outside of businesses. And even individuals in the city have created their own fairy doors and added them to their houses and things. And so it's a really fun project that was started by one artist, but kind of everyone embraced and made their own version of. And people interact with them and leave little trinkets for the fairies. And, you know, it's not a very mind-expanding project by any means, but I really enjoy it and like it.
A couple that I particularly like, I mean, I'm fond of the sculpture park in front of the People's Food Co-op. Really like that piece there. I like the piece in front of City Hall. There's a bit of obviously controversial history there, but I think it's a really beautiful sculpture, and the ideas around it are pretty interesting, and so I rather like that one.
Public art in a city, in a community, is like the expression on the face of that community. that a wall that is just a wall is indistinguishable from any other wall anywhere. You could take a picture of it and show it to someone who's lived here their whole life and say, where is this wall? I don't know. It could be in Spain, it could be around the corner, I don't know. And it's art that tells people who live here and people who don't live here what this community is. It's how we communicate who we are and what we care about. If you went to somebody's house for the first time and all of their walls were completely blank and there were no tchotchkes or knickknacks, there were no pictures by kids pasted to the wall, you would either think they just moved in 3 days ago or they really don't have any real deep feelings about anything, because that's what we do. We take our feelings and we put them on the walls around us. I think that's important.